All right, so here it is. I'm back here with my mother, Alberta Hampton. I'm Walter Hampton, and today it is, what is today? Tuesday. It is January the 16th. The year is 2018. It's a new year. My mother's, I just asked her about some topics she might be interested in discussing. She brought up the plight of the black family in 2018. How is the black family, to me, the black family structure has been destroyed. I personally think that it was destroyed by people being selfish. Women deciding that they can raise children alone, and they really cannot raise children by themselves. Men deciding that they don't want to be involved in the raising of children that they help bring into this world, and they don't want to take on the responsibilities of these children. I think youth, unfortunately, young people play a part in this. I can imagine probably are some older people who are probably doing the same things. But the black family structure, the black family is being created too soon. In my opinion, too many young folks are creating families. And they ain't even got a place to stay. They don't have a roof over their head.
Black families have always been started early and created early. But you always had a strong mother and a strong grandmother in the picture. I think
no strong grandfathers or fathers in the picture.
They were probably there, but when it comes to we'll say they were there, or whatever you want to hear. But when it comes to nurturing a family, it's usually left up to the mother, and a good father will support her.
So, okay, now let me just ask, because I think a lot of black women seem to think they can make. Because you want to need independent black women, right, Mom?
What do you mean by independent?
You didn't need that. You could do this on your own.
I needed a man that was going to help me raise my children and make certain that they became something in the world. Your daddy was too busy roaming the street.
He was too busy working a job, taking care of his children.
Now, I ain't gonna take
you
that.
You can't roam the streets and work a full-time job. He had 7 children he was raising.
If you don't work 24 hours, you're going to have some time.
But he was there most of the time.
When I say roaming the street, I'm talking about as he got up to a certain age when he started to roam the street with his nephew who was younger than him.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the black family structure. You brought up the black woman, and you said the black mother, the mother and the grandmother, but you really almost
what?
You didn't say anything positive about the father or the grandfather.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this.
Is it because why do black women just kind of take the man, the men of the household? Because I know Oprah does this a lot. Now I'm beginning to notice a lot of black women in our community have a lot of disrespect for the men.
That's not true.
Well, that's how I see it.
That's not true. The man is always going to work, doing his thing, and the women. If it was not for a woman in the house. This is a problem now. The women have left the children. They have left their homes.
They left their children at home while they go work because they made a decision.
Their life is totally different.
Because they made a decision that they don't need a husband in their lives.
Life is totally different. Most of them are on drugs, which is unfortunate. You find so many women on drugs, and when women were in the church, and at home, the husband was there. See, this was a different society then. But now we are in a broken society. It has cracks in it.
Do black women play a significant role in the issues that we see taking place in this community today? Yes or no?
Do black women do what?
Are they the ones responsible for the issues we see in our communities today?
Of course not. Why would I take that burden on?
So black women bear no responsibilities. They're the ones having these children alone without demanding that a man marry them. Before I brought a child into the world, I'd have to know 2 things. This man that I'm bringing this child into this world with wants to be responsible and take care of this child and take care of me.
Well, that's true. That's the way I looked at it, and that's the way it played out for me. But I can't answer for everybody. I really can't.
You have such a large group of black women, 70% of children born today are born in households, single-parent homes without a father present. Does this make sense?
Like I said, like I was trying to say to you, when the mother was at home, everybody was involved. The mother, the grandmother, the aunts, the uncles, everybody took a part in these children's life. We no longer have that type of society in the black families. No longer. So basically, if the mother goes to work and if she didn't get a good education, she's not going to get a good job. And for some reason, they're always looking for a man. They're always seeking. Not everybody now, don't get me wrong.
Are black women being falsely, have they made a bad decision to have a child alone?
Well, you want to stick with that one, don't you?
I'm just trying to figure this out because I already know what the damage is in our community, the black community. It is a direct result of parents, young women bringing children into this world without the proper resources, without being married. They cannot offer this child nothing. Even if these...
Well, you can say what you want, but that's been going on since there was a world. People have been making babies. Young women have been making babies ever since there was a world.
So what? How did we, like you just said...
They had support. They had support. I would have gladly helped Mia with her children if she hadn't been so down on me, on how I raised them. I would have gladly helped her.
She was independent. She didn't need your help. She didn't want your help, right?
Evidently, she didn't.
She was independent. She was an independent black woman. I can figure this out.
I don't think she was independent. I think she had an ignorance about her. Because anytime somebody wants to help you to accomplish something in life, you don't turn it down if you have the proper sense about yourself. She could have stayed there in that house. She could have went to school. She could have did anything. But she didn't want to do that. She wanted to tell her children, oh, you don't have to obey her. Or you don't have to do that. Then go obey me. You ain't going to take care of nobody else's children and they don't obey you. Oh, heck, Take them with you. See, when young women become disrespectful, they bring a lot of problems into the family. Mm-hmm. But she's not here on the scene anymore. So these children deal directly with me. And they know that I love them. Whatever they need while they're gone, I provided for them. They know, they say, Grandma, I love you so much.
What would you say to a young woman in your position, that's in your position that she's got children at home, she's married to a man, the marriage is going through some rough patches. Should they be in counseling, trying to correct their marriage before they throw in the towel and end the marriage and divorce, especially if she is not in a position to take care of her children on her own?
But her husband is helping her.
Let's just say, for example, we know this. Let's just say he's the breadwinner of the household. He brings most of the income in. He is taking care of the marriages they're going through. The relationships are tough. You and I both know relationships are tough, period. You and I even know they had problems between our own relationship, between a mother and a son. So a marriage can be very complicated, particularly when you throw children in there. Should they begin counseling? What would you say to these young couples today? What advice would you give them?
Well, counseling is good, but I think that they need. You gotta have strong parents. They've got to have people to back them up within the family, and unfortunately, they don't have that anymore. They must have people that are at home. A lot of them didn't work back in the day, and they can help raise another family, but there must be that support. If you don't have family support, you're in trouble. You got to have family support. You got to say, well, I'm going to college, and will you help me out so I can get this degree? Mm-hmm. And if the grandmother says, yeah, I'll be glad to help you. That's how people survive it nowadays.
So if Mia had been more open to receiving the help that you offered, which she turned down the help, obviously, but you were offering her help, am I correct?
Yeah.
And she turned it down. Mm-hmm. Many times.
She didn't know any better.
Okay.
She wasn't functioning.
Did you offer
in
the same
her right
assistance?
Mind. I don't believe she was functioning in her right mind.
Do you offer the same assistance to Jackie and her children?
Well, you have to remember Jackie got ill early. Her children were still small when she got ill. We live in a different world. We live in a totally different world.
You were more actively involved in the raising of Michelle's children, am I correct?
Yeah.
So you were actively involved. What happened there between you and them? They need.
We still have good communication, but they as children, young men grow. You got to let them go out. If they the school system. What
Go ahead. Do you think that they would have had? Do you think any of these children, Mia's kids, Jackie's kids, Michelle's kids, they had a positive role model with a decent father in the house?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
With the
they all made bad choices.
They all made bad choices.
Yeah, they made bad choices. And these men were coming from Mia's husband. He's changed a lot. He's a good fellow, and I don't want to run any relationships by going back, picking up things.
He was young. He was young at the time. He was very immature.
Very immature, and his mother was no
they brought children. They started having children at too early of an age.
There's no such thing as that. If you're past the age of 18, you may have children.
Well, yeah, but we have to live in reality here. No 18-year-old should be having a child at that age. It's too immature.
I said, if that's what they want.
But it's regardless of what they want, it's too immature.
Yeah.
We have to encourage these kids. We have to start encouraging black women to start having children. Wait until their mid-20s to 30 years of age before having children. And they're having a stable environment. 18 is not a stable environment. I don't care how you slice that pie. There's no way you can tell me an 18-year-old is mature enough and can handle the responsibilities of raising a child. Period.
It's not that much work now.
It's not that much work. Raising a child costs... Mama, I'm 48 years of age. I can assure you, I cannot afford any children over at this household.
That's the way you think.
I know I can't afford it. I can't afford these two dogs over here. You take Vanny to... You know how Vanny was sick. I just took the Vanny to... You know I spent $2,500 on her recently? Just so she can come back here and crap on the floor and pee. To keep her alive, it cost $2,500. She had an infection, and they had to get her back to normal.
Well, in my day, we had good insurance.
For the dogs?
We're talking about children.
You had good insurance because your husband, my father, had a good job that paid good. He get good. And now let's just be honest. Give Daddy some props. He was there. Yes, he was there. He wasn't there raising his children. He used to, like you say, he brought the paycheck home.
He was there, but I'm not. I had the responsibility to
raise. Because he was working a job. Okay, so forget. Okay, Olivia divorced her husband, your sister. He had a good paying job too. He was a great father to his children. My daughter did the same thing. She divorced her husband.
You know what, Walter? You don't understand the.
Darlene did the same thing. She divorced
how marriages
Joe.
Are supposed to work. It's an unfortunate thing that the black man is not called unto a loving. You got to love your wife first. You got to love your wife. But see, they're a different breed of people. They don't understand that. But I'm sure we have some of them that are madly in love with their wife. But you must love your mate. She has to be the first thing in your life.
So. None of you all, so you're saying that in each one of those instances, and
then I'm going to say this. It could be the way that we were raised that played a part in how we dealt with our men folks, with our husbands.
Well, this is important to understand because in each instance when you all got the divorce, Olivia divorced her husband, you divorced Daddy, my father, Darlene divorced Joe. My daughter divorced her husband. All those men tried to hang around. They didn't want those divorces. Am I correct? All of them wanted to stay in those marriages.
So they say.
They were there. I remember a lot of the stuff that was going on. All four of those men wanted to stay in those. They did not want a divorce. They wanted to stay in those marriages.
Well, I can't answer for any of my sisters as to why they divorced. All I can do is answer for myself. I'm sure everybody had their reason, but I can't answer for that.
This goes back to what I said about black women being destructive and destroying wealth and destroying generational wealth by filing for divorce. Because you understand something, man. Darlene divorced Joe. Joe died a multi-millionaire. He died a multi-millionaire. He remarried.
But then you have to remember that
this was wealth that she could have had.
Everybody in the family had divorced. This curse fell on us.
All right, so my daughter...
I mean, seriously.
It's a curse?
Seriously.
Okay.
It is considered a curse.
Okay.
When you have divorce.
Okay.
And all my aunts, they were divorced.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
All them got divorced?
Well, Babe never married.
Okay. But she had children though, right?
No.
Babe never had children. Okay. Well, no, Aunt Babe. In Detroit.
Babe and
no.
You're talking about a Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet.
She was divorced.
She was divorced.
But she had children. She had a whole bunch of children.
She had a bunch of children, but and plus she had a slight mental problem, so
So all of Grandma's sisters divorced their husbands. My grandmother, okay.
It was a curse. It's a known fact that when you have people, a lot of
so
drugs and different things in the family, generational. It's considered a curse.
Okay. So, were the men still married? Were any of your mother's brothers, your uncles, were they?
Yeah, they were married. I think they divorced and remarried. I think that's what happened.
Help me understand something. I'm a little lost here. In Cincinnati, Ohio, we had Uncle
Tom.
Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was. That's
my mother's brother.
Okay, now he had children. Was he ever married? Because I don't know.
No. You know what? I think Uncle Tom was married, but he was divorced too.
But he had children, not correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
sometimes divorces and things like that run in families. Sometimes you find a family so loving, nobody's ever divorced, everybody's so kind to each other. The man and the husband getting on, the kids don't have children.
This goes back to Daddy, my father. You realize that none of his brothers and sisters, none of his brothers. His
brother was divorced. Both of his sisters were divorced.
Yeah, the two women, but the other guy, Uncle J.C. Rady.
They married. They're still with their mates.
Was there somebody I'm missing? J.C. Mm-hmm. That's it. Okay. Oh, Sarah.
I said both women were divorced.
Sarah was divorced?
Yeah, you know that man is not Herbity's.
Oh, well, see, I didn't know. I've only known Sarah's.
You forgot? Was she married that man?
No. I never met Sarah's
husband.
Original husband. You said it.
You probably haven't met him, but you were so young you probably wouldn't remember.
So Sarah's husband now is not the father of Harvey and Judy and Dorothy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he still alive?
Everybody's still alive.
Okay. I had asked you in the last video, because we live in Atlanta, do you ever miss Gary, Indiana?
I do miss it, but I'm beginning, I don't know what's going on back home. It is not the place that we left. Okay. It is not the school system that we left. Whenever I talk to nephews and things up there, they talk about how deplorable the school system has become. But there's been a fall in our lives, period.
If you say you won $1 million or $500 million, somebody just won $400 million lottery, 20-year-old kid. If you had the wealth, would you go back to Gary and invest in it?
I would.
Because I would too. I think Gary could be turned around. It could be a great, beautiful city with the right investment into the city.
Like there's some.
I have positive memories about Gary.
For
the most part. I do know.
I do have very positive memories because Gary was beautiful.
I just didn't like them cold winters, shoveling snow and all that stuff. Do you see yourself spending the rest of your life here in Atlanta?
I really don't know. I don't think I could go back to a cold area either.
I know I couldn't go back.
I have too much freedom here to do what I want to do every day, go somewhere and do things.
Do you see yourself remaining a Christian for the rest of your life?
The rest of my life.
Never gonna give up on Jesus?
Oh no, ain't no way in the world can do that. I mean, why would I do something that stupid?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. You'll never give that up.
Mm-mm. See, my life is different from the average person that claims to be a Christian. You must have knowledge of the Word, and that knowledge gives you knowledge of the God that created the world and the Word.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk to people, and I'm not saying there's nobody out here with knowledge, but a lot of people, especially in our communities, we have churches all up and down the street out here.
Okay, so you're off work again on Thursday?
Yeah.
So we can get together Thursday. We got to end this video in a few minutes.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say? You got a few minutes left.
No, I just want to. I want everything to be positive, and I do want to see young women married and having happy families. That's our goal.
I think you think that if black women and black men got married at an age where they were responsible to have children, could we change the dynamics?
And you have to remember too that my husband was 11 years older than me.
I understand.
That makes a big difference. He was a mature man. See, when you're married off these little kids to kids, you got problems there. Now that you got a strong daddy, a strong granddaddy, a family where people have been together for years and years and years.
So you would agree he was a responsible person?
Oh, he's staying because I told him he was going to be. I laid down the law.
And so he was there, right?
He was.
Okay. Still no regrets?
Not really. Because time time went on. I just wanted my freedom. See, I had gotten married young, and he was 11 years older than me. I wanted my freedom. I couldn't see where I was going with him.
The freedom at the expense of...
He did not at the expense of what?
Your children's wealth and well-being.
Children grow up, Walter. As good as I was to my daughters, providing for them, keeping a roof over their head, and then look how they turned around and how they decided that they didn't want to live the life that I had taught them to live.
They wanted something different.
But they were not able to make it in that life because they were used to the life of having things and growing up in a clean house. They didn't want to clean it. You see what I'm saying? They could not do it. I took care of them.
They created a lot of dysfunction for some odd reason. They went out and embraced dysfunction, I think.
I don't think they embraced it. I think they get with the wrong people. I really think they get with the wrong people because people have a tendency, if they see a marriage working and a home is going good, you have things and your children have things. My husband told me he never wanted me to walk with my children if I had to go somewhere. And I mean, I take them to the park and walk, So you gotta they gotta see marriages, there was strength there. There was strength there, I'm gonna be honest with you. But they, for some reason, like you say, they chose the wrong man.
Yeah, they did. All right, so we're going to conclude this.
And I think both of them chose men that were younger than them.
Well, yeah. I'd agree.
They chose men that were coming from divorced homes. That their daddies had not raised them.
I just simply feel me and Jackie particularly were just too young.
I can't say that.
Yeah, I can. They were too young.
I think 18, is a good age to find a good mate.
At 18, without an education, a college education.
Most people go back to school. Most people go back to school in the...
Well, okay, you're pushing 18, but shouldn't they really be looking at a mate maybe like 25, 26, and a little bit more mature?
Oh, that would be nice, too. But generally, most women... When the body starts maturing and they have desire for a man, 18 is really, it's usually younger than that, especially down here in the South where the weather's always hot. Because I hear about too many 13 and 12 and 13-year-old girls, having 5 children. I said, wait a minute. You know how they have them from 13 on up?
A lot of children. Well, anyway, today we're going to conclude this video. We're going to get back together on Thursday. Today is Tuesday. It is January 16th, the year is 2018. I'm Walter Hampton, my mother, Alberta Hampton. Anything you want to add? You got a few seconds left.
See you next week. See you Thursday.
Thursday, we'll be back then. All right, we're out, guys. Bye.